How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another one wheel video where I'm going to be talking about shaping. So I had a couple of issues on the trails where I wasn't able to go over some terrain as easily as I'm used to doing it on the GT. And a lot of people said that was because of the shaping that I had the actual one wheel set to. So I remember mentioning distinctly me saying that I don't want to do any configuring for one wheels. Not that this, hinges on my life or anything, but this is something I didn't want to have to get this heavily into, and I think I remember saying that in the unboxing video before I even got the one wheel. That was something I didn't really want to get into, which is why I never got into the angled rails before. I just thought if one wheel came up with some, then it would be configured properly and I would just be able to go and ride. I remember saying that distinctively too. So I'm having to do things that I didn't anticipate doing, but in the effort of trying to get the best experience possible, I've spent the money. I might as well go ahead and do it. So these are the things I'm doing, trying to get an understanding of what these shaping settings mean, how they affect the ride. So I'm going to be doing a lot of testing on these shapings, but this is my initial run for testing. So in this particular run, I go through the standard flow, I go through the standard Highline, and I go through the standard apex shapings, talking about all the different caveats and different nuances of the shaping settings. So I go through all of that, and I'll also go through and put on the shaping that Neil Bennett sent me. He saw I was struggling. He was like, hey, I see you're not having a good time. You're struggling. You clearly don't know what you're doing. Here, take this. It's a good start. Learn something, improve on it later. And I mean, he didn't say it in those words. I'm just kind of, paraphrasing here. But you get the point. There's a few people who thought I needed help and sent me some settings. So thank you. I appreciate that. I did need help. There was one guy who was like, oh, dude, why would you show people your settings? Like, you don't even know what you're doing and you got people looking. I'm like, dude, I'm showing my settings not because I know what I'm doing or even that I feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm showing the settings in hopes that someone like Neil Bennett would see it and was like, dude, you clearly don't know what you're doing. Let me help you. And that's what happened. A few people understood the reasoning. So I thank you for those people. These are going to be the settings that I'm trying throughout these tests. So I do 6 run-throughs altogether. The default settings, the 3 default settings that I wanted to try, I left a couple of them out, like elevated and roam. And like I said, Neil Bennett settings, and then I go through with a modified Neil Bennett setting, and then I go through with my own little Highline setting at the very end, kind of tweaking it along the way. But it was a fun experience, and I thought I'd share it with everybody to see, or actually to show what I thought these settings did and how I felt about them in real time. And then I'll come back at the very end and I'll kind of wrap it up with my final thoughts and give you my all-encompassing feelings on the topic that is one wheel shaping, at least for the GTS Rally Edition. All right, to the video. All right, so I'm gonna hit this trail. This is the trail I'm gonna hit right here. I'm gonna hit this trail over and over again, different shapings, different settings, and then on the 3 main settings, flow, Highline, and then apex is what I'm gonna try this on. I may do elevated if I have enough time, and then I'll go through with some custom settings on whichever one of those I like the best. So that's how we're gonna do it here. My guy Tom is here. We're gonna take this first run with my boy right here, and let's get to it. Let's see if we can get up this hill, because that's like the first test right there. Oh, and if you're wondering why I don't have a helmet and I got all these other pads, my daughter visited me and took my helmet, thought it was hers, and she left me her helmet as a gift, but it don't fit, so. I tried, I really did. All right, Tom, I'm gonna follow you, brother. Whoa, okay, so that's the first test right there. I got it on flow right now, so this is the standard setting, and I dropped my phone, So I got it on flow right now, which is the standard setting. But flow standard won't get up this hill. So we're gonna see what happens when we try the different settings to see if I actually make it up that hill from there. But flow definitely will not do it. All right, let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna talk about how I feel about it on the way. This is not a long trail, it's a pretty short trail, so I'll just give trail notes. Right now, my tire PSI is at 15, so I think that's a good PSI to be at. I probably could drop it up down till about 10 or 12. Oh wow, okay, we made it up that one, that's not bad. I probably could drop it down to about 10 or 12, but we're gonna test it at 15 right here just to see. That'll probably be the last thing I mess with. I think someone gave me some settings to try that were putting the tire pressure down to about 10 or 11. We'll test that, we'll see. Pull my pants up, Jesus. All right, so for right now though, flow is feeling a little more squirrely than I like heel to toe. Aggressiveness wise, it's decent. I can deal with this. I don't think it needs to be any more aggressive. Well, I don't think it needs to be any more aggressive than this, but I definitely noticed the nose down. All right, so I definitely noticed that the nose is down quite a bit when I'm riding. I can just feel that it's low. I don't have to look at it to know it. It just feels super low. I don't think I'm telling anybody anything new right now, and we're just taking it super flowy right now. We're just testing the settings. I'm not trying to get crazy. Pat it up just because I don't know how these settings are going to act, because I don't really ride on them like that. And in case anything unexpected happens, I want to have some protection. The nose does turn. The yaw is super loose, I feel like, on this profile. It's super easy to turn the nose. The board doesn't really correct when you're turning. Like I noticed on a different setting I was on that the board would stiffen up heel to toe depending on what side you were leaning to give you some stability. But that's less of a thing on flow, it looks like. All right, so these downhill sections are always good with the Rally. I mean, I feel super confident on these downhill sections no matter what shaping I'm on, just because, you know, the board is designed for that. I mean, I'm nose down, tail up, let's get it. All right, a little downhill section I like to do right here, but nothing compared to the second one that's coming up here. Yeah, these chipmunks be out here, man. So, doing a little carving on the trail. How does it feel on flow? It's a loose rock.
All right, man.
All right, brother.
Right.
Peace out. Peace out. Tom's gonna head on out, and we'll finish up the video from here. Peace out, brother. Be safe. All right, so this is a downhill section. I'm gonna have to take it easy on because we got people ahead. But let's see how flow takes this. I kind of wanted to hit it, you know what I mean? But they're walking pretty slow, so I might not be able to just hit it. But let's see what we got. I can't hit it, but, and it feels good right there. I mean, like I said, it's a little tipsy. All right, so, very cool section right there. A lot of chatter up here on this section, so I'll get to see how it handles chatter. Whew. Okay, not bad. A little uphill chatter. And a little uphill climb right here. All right. Okay. All right, so thoughts. What do I think about that right there? Flow, as the name suggests, feels super flowy. I'm not gonna lie. It's loosey-goosey from heel to toe. The nose just sags a bit too much on that stock for me. It's not aggressive either, right? I mean, I think the settings even bear that out in the example there, but It's not aggressive, it's super mellow as far as the ramp up, which is just bad for hills though, in my opinion. Not even just hills, it's bad for inclines. We're gonna check out Highline next. Right now what we'll do is we'll go back and then we'll come back on Highline. All right, so we got the default Highline settings on now. So let's see if we can get up the hill and see what the ride is like. Okay. Okay, so no. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. I mean, maybe if I go right here and miss this brick right here altogether, I might be all right. Let's see if that'll work. Nah, the nose is just not gonna allow it. Without the gradient tracking being applied, I mean, it looks like it has the power to climb it. The gradient tracking just won't let the nose get up high enough on that. I think I might have been on Apex the first time I tried this on the rally and I actually got up it. So we'll see next run if Apex does it, but right now, Highline will not do it. I did notice the nose is a little stiffer, even coming up that section right there on Highline. So that may be a thing right there. I definitely noticed it being a little bit stiffer. All right, so right away, yes, the nose is definitely a little stiffer on Highline for sure. Okay, so the settings are a little bit stiffer, like I said, on the nose, and a little stiffer heel to toe too, slightly. Yeah, slightly a little stiffer. It doesn't feel any more aggressive. Well, yeah, it does. Yes, it does. So a little more aggressive. That yaw is not as yawy. What else we got? That nose, it feels the same. It doesn't feel as squishy, but I can definitely feel, just from my foot placement, that it's low. I don't need to look at it to tell that. I can certainly feel that just like I did in flow. To me, Highline feels a little better than flow for trails. When I was on the road coming back though, Highline felt, flow felt good on the road when I was coming back to the trailhead, but it didn't feel especially good on the trail. Whoa. It didn't feel especially good on the trail though. So, but definitely something I would do for street, for sure. Defaultly, like I would do default flow for the street. All right, I can take this with a little bit more speed than I did the last time. Feeling a little bit more confident with the heel to toe on Highline than I did flow. Yeah, awesomeness. Definitely feeling Highline a little more. Highline is certainly not as stable heel to toe as I would like it to be, but better. Whoa. Okay, so definitely Highline is more aggressive, and I could feel how aggressive it was even coming to the downhill right there. Whereas when I was on flow coming and hitting that downhill, I got to a point in the downhill ride that I felt comfortable and I wanted to like lean into the downhill motion a little bit, and I didn't get any response from the motor at that point. Did the same thing right there on Highline and definitely got a response from the motor. So it was letting me know, hey, we're going downhill, but we can still give you a little bit more power if you want it. Ooh, I forgot about that little bit right there. So, how does it handle the chatter? I didn't really get a chance to, oh, here we go. I think it handles the chatter a little bit better only because it just feels a little bit more stable. I don't think anything special is happening right there. I think the stability that it offers is making the chatter feel a little less chatterish. All right, so notes. Let's see. It's good. I mean, like I said, a little bit more stable. Where am I on battery? I'm probably at 60% here, so I'll be able to do a apex before I have to go charge. I don't want to run the battery past 50% doing these tests. So what I'll do is I'll run the battery to 50% as much of this testing as I can do, and then I'll go charge back up to 100, and then we'll go back at it. That run right there, stable, a little more aggressive, a little more stable. It felt good though. It didn't change the position of the nose any. It didn't help. I mean, you could feel the nose was more stiff, but it didn't help me get up that hill at all, for sure. Let's see if Apex will fare any better. So we're gonna do standard Apex shaping, and just to see what that feels like. I'm just trying to baseline check all of the shapings that I wanna try to see which one defaultly feels the best for me. We've already tried Flow, we tried Highline. Now let's do the Apex and see if we can get up this hill right here. All right, let's do it. So we're gonna drop in at the same spot right here. Let's see if the nose can make it. Oop. All right, so I know one of the issues I'm having is with this brick right here. So I'm not gonna try that again. I'm gonna give it the same advantages I gave the other two. I'm just gonna pull it over to the side and then try this hill climb again. Well, all right, let's try from right here, because this is a standstill. So if it can do this, it probably would have been able to do it. All right, cool. So we did make it past that. All right, so Apex clearly has a lot more power. And it feels a lot more aggressive. The nose feels a lot more stiffer. Does it feel as low though? Yeah, I don't think it feels even as low. When we get level here, we'll figure that out. Whew. It's definitely not helping the heel to toe. Squirreling. Oh, see, I scraped the nose there, so I don't think it raises the nose any, just defaultly on Apex. It definitely stiffens it out more though. The nose feels more stiff when you step on it, so yeah. Well, and now that I'm getting going, the nose doesn't feel as low. Noticeably higher, just from how it feels. So I don't know what that has to do with, because I don't think they incline it for that. Oh, let's see how I deal with this. Oh, I don't like the way Apex is dealing with the chatter though. I caught a little bit of uphill chatter right there that didn't feel sketchy on Flow or Highline, but I think with the added aggressiveness of Apex, the tires gets going, and it's like now it feels uneasy. Like I don't like that at all. Yeah, I didn't like that. But the nose feels better than on Highline and Flow. So the heel to toe, the yaw. The yaw is definitely not as good on Apex, for sure. Like taking a turn took some leaning. It took a little bit of lean. So the yaw is just not as good as Highline and Flow. And I'm feeling the nose kind of like go up on me. Not even really going fast, so it can't be pushed back. I mean, maybe it could be. But that's definitely something I didn't feel with Flow or Highline. More power, but I mean, I'm just wondering, is that advantageous? Okay, so we're gonna take this slight downhill, not a really big one, but okay. So I will say the ride feels, yeah, heel to toe it's a lot more stable, for sure. There's some correcting going on heel to toe. You can feel it giving you a little bit of an edge. Whoa, okay. The handle, that choppiness pretty good. That was choppiness I didn't hit with the other two shapings. I avoided it, but not being able to turn as readily lets me hitting it. So, yeah, that's something to think about. All right, let's see right here. No one's here, I don't think. I hope no one's coming around this bend. All right, so, okay, that felt good. The power progression coming down that was a little bit better, I think, on Apex than it was on Highline. I lean into that downhill section the same way every time, just because I'm a bit cautious of it. But I do lean into it with the same amount of lean every time. So the only thing different is the setting changes. And man, that Highline felt super sketch. When I leaned into it, it gave me a little bit of power that I didn't expect. I didn't get that burst of power just now from on Apex. All right, let's see if I can avoid, I can't avoid it. Excuse me, thank you. So I couldn't avoid it on that. Oh, whoa. Little chatter here is, I don't know. I will say this. I like the way that Flow handles chatter a lot better than Highline or Apex. It's more mellow. When you hit it, you don't feel like things are gonna happen. Things are happening when you hit chatter with Apex or, oh, hear that sound? That's my phone letting me know we just hit 50%, so perfect, right after the trail. All right, so thoughts on basic default Apex. Way more stable than Flow or Highline. More aggressive. You know, now I'm starting to consider whether it's actually more aggressive or if it's just the nose is stiffer, right? I mean, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to do some more riding on those, but just off initial impressions of it, the nose is definitely way more stiff, which definitely helped me get up that incline over there because I don't think I have more power in Highline than I do Apex. I mean, I could be wrong. It didn't feel like more power. Like I said, when I hit some of that chatter, or when I leaned into that downhill section, I got a jolt of like a surge of energy, of power from the board that I didn't get on Flow or on Apex when I was in Highline. So maybe it can tap into that power a little bit easier on the Highline. And that power has to be like initiated with some kind of motion, maybe some uphill movement, then it like kicks in for that low end torque. I'm not sure how that works, but just how it feels to me, that's how I would describe it. All right, so I'm gonna go and charge and then come back and we're gonna go over some of the custom shapings that everyone's been sending me and some that I wanna try myself. All right, talk to you in a bit.